What's up, guys? Doomwake here, and welcome back to some more Pioneer content on the channel. DC, it's coming up really quickly, and we are continuing our trend of trying out some decks to see if anything can be better than Phoenix. Spoiler alert, still haven't found anything quite yet, but maybe this is the one. Before we continue, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, if you're enjoying the content, that subscribing really does help the channel. But let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, because I do read all of the comments. I try to respond to most of them if there is a question or if there's anything I can respond to. So I do hear all of your voices in the comments, and I love talking to you guys. So with all of that said, creativity. Now, we, depending on when this goes up, I played a different version of Creativity. It was more of a Boros deck with Caretaker's Talent and Wandering Emperor. And today we are kind of kicking it old school, I guess, is the best way to put it, where Creativity happens to pair very well in a control shell. Because the deck wants to play a bunch of removal, just wants to trade, and have ways to make tokens, right? So, and this is going to sound crazy, but the most important card in this deck is actually Deduce, where you have a lot of counter spells. You have Phantom Interference, 3 steps ahead, Negate, ways to use your mana at instant speed, the instant removal, Prismari Command, tons of instants, and Shark Typhoons as well. So basically all playing at instant speed. And it's very important to have something that you can always cast and use your mana on for in those situations where your opponent doesn't cast a spell into your open mana. And importantly, Deduce doesn't not only just that, it also gives you a token for a later creativity. So the creativity hit of choice in this deck is Vaultborn Tyrant. Now, I think the reason that this particular individual, shout out to Wafo Tapa, by the way, Magic Online user Watu, who I have not seen in a queue in quite some time, but Watu ended up top 8ing a recent challenge with this. So maybe Wafo Tapa streams back on the menu, perhaps? Wafo Tapa was a great streamer. But I think the reason we're choosing to go with Vaultborn Tyrant in this version is because we make so many tokens, right? Phantom Interference can make a 2/2. Deduce makes a clue token. Fable makes a ton of tokens. Prismari Command makes 1. Big Score makes 2. Shark Typhoon makes 1. So on top of that, you also have the Fountainport. So just an endless number of ways to make tokens. So you're very frequently going to be put into positions where you are able to creativity for X equals 2. Now, if you're doing X equals 2, I mentioned this in the previous video where 2 Atraxas sounds good. You get 2 triggers, but you only get to keep one of the bodies. Now, the difference is with Vaultborn Tyrant is if you hit 2 Vaultborn Tyrants, you don't draw as many cards, right? You're getting significantly less in terms of how much like raw cards you're getting on the spot. You get the life up front, which is nice because they both trigger each other and they both check each other, so you'll get 4 total triggers. So it's basically draw 4, gain 12, which 12 is quite a bit of life, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it's more the life up front is so important against the aggressive decks, and also having a threat that basically can't die. Like if they removal spell your Vaultborn Tyrant, it just replaces itself and draws another card. So it's really hard to come out in any sort of favorable exchange when you're removing this from the battlefield. So for all those reasons, I think it does make sense to play Vaultborn Tyrant. As far as the rest of the deck, we talked about the counter spells, 2 3 steps, 2 Phantom Interference. That's just, I think, for curve considerations. I would almost rather play more interference and just no copies of 3 steps ahead, just because 3 mana counter spells, they're not the best. But steps ahead does have some other utility, like copying tokens and things like that. The removal were 2 Impulse, 2 Torch, 3 Spite. Spite's good because it puts back Tyrant, but it's less mana efficient than Impulse and Torch. I presume you would want 4 Torch in the main, but the other torches are in the board. 3 Toughness can matter, so Impulse does matter in those spots. But having access to the full 4 torches in the 75 makes sense against stuff like maybe you want. I don't know if you want 4 against Phoenix, but you definitely want 4 against Heartfire Hero, and that deck is all over the place on Magic Online, so it makes sense to play 4 in the 75. Deduce, already, spoke praises about Deduce. Best card in the deck, quietly. Don't let anybody else fool you. Okay, fine. Second best card in the deck, behind Fable the Mirror Breaker. Prismari Command, good utility, blows up artifacts, makes treasures, loots away. It also gives you treasures to hardcast Vaultborn Tyrant. I actually am kind of shocked at how frequently I hardcast Tyrant in this league. I thought it would come up maybe once or twice, but it just kind of kept happening. And I don't know if that's normal or if it was just the weird way that my games were playing out, but it was pretty cool that you can do it and frequently. Big score is cool, but you don't want to play a ton of copies because it is expensive and it's really bad into counter spells. If your opponent counters big score, you're down 2 cards because the additional cost is discard a card. So you got to be a little bit careful about that. And then 2 copies of Shark Typhoon kind of rounding out. Flexible, not it's a little, clunky, so you don't want to play a ton of copies, but good at making sometimes you hardcast it, the old exclamation point hardcast in the Twitch chat. But yeah, cool card, and maybe could be even play like a third in the sideboard because it is good in those sort of post-board grindy matchups that are less about creativity. Mana base, nothing too fancy. Again, only room for 2 Fountainports. I kind of want to maybe try to sneak a third in here just because the more I play with Fountainport, the more I realize how messed up this card is. Just, it does everything that you could ever imagine it doing. Drawing cards, ramping you, making threats, making blockers. It does everything. This card is crazy. And then so the other thing I want to mention is there's 4 Ketria Triomes, which might look like a glorified ETB tap blue-red dual land, but remember how I mentioned hardcasting Vaultborn Tyrant comes up quite a bit, and that's just 4 extra sources of green mana for your Vaultborn Tyrants. Additionally, like, if you wanted to play an even slightly higher land count, I wouldn't fault you for that because you have 4 cycling lands, so keep that in mind as well. And then 1 Sokenzan, 1 Otawara, a bunch of other blue-red dual lands. We don't need to talk about those. As far as the sideboard is concerned, there's a lot of counter spells in the sideboard. So 3 Dispute, 2 Stroke, and 2 Change the Equation. Which, to be fair, makes a lot of sense because historically speaking, one of Creativity's worst matchups is Control. So you really want to be able to fight on the axis and just get all of these dead removal spells out. Look at this post board. Against Control post board, you have 5 counter spells main and 7 in the board. You have 12 post board. That's so many. You're going to win most counter fights in that regard. Especially when you start you can just lean less on creativity and lean more into hardcasting Hullbreaker Horror against them, which that is a plan that you frequently go towards against control decks, and it's pretty good against them. And then rounding out the board, just some sweepers, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Torch the Towers, and 2 Rending Volleys. I normally really do not like playing control decks, and I had this debate, very long debate in my chat, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Is Creativity a control deck? And if it is, maybe I'm actually a control enjoyer now, but don't tell chat about that. Anyways, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Chat knows what card I'm talking about, though, right? And I think the flashback is 4, and then you get 2 clues. Yeah, none of it's probably worth it. Yeah, Secrets of the Key, that's the card. That card sucks, though. It's so much worse than Deduce. No, Secrets. Yeah, that is a good point, too. It's like, if you're getting to the point of the game where you start attacking them, the game is probably already over, right? And an Obosh is not, it's just not going to matter that much. Dude, if Inspector Crab was legal in Pioneer, people would definitely play that card. It is so much better than some of the other options, especially against these aggro decks. I would play the shit out of that card. It's also just 1 mana for 2 game objects. Wait, Inspector Crab with Viper. Let him cook. Let him cook. Maybe I was supposed to kill the Harvester there so they can't sack the Harvester to kill my Fable token. Not sure. Yeah, hard evidence. I got some hard evidence for you. Are you sending out an SOS? Any SOSs in chat? Rude. Oh, they're treeing. They're tree gamers. Tree spotted. I repeat, tree spotted. Oh, we're just dead, right? Okay. Well, minus 13. Actually, minus 14, right? Huh. Well, we did our best. And our best was unfortunately not good enough. And now you want to draw the torch. I see. 418, by the way. 418 coming in. Well, maybe they don't have a removal spell. You don't know. $418 coming in. Ethic. Surely my opponent does not have a removal spell in their hand, right? Wait, they actually don't? Hold on. Hold. Hold. Could bargain the token. It's a 418. How am I bargaining the token? Oh, actually, I messed up, right? I should have... Oh, fuck. I should have torched the Fable. Sacking the token, because they have the Cauldron up. I did mess that up, right? Okay, I don't think it mattered. Nah, we're just dead. Alright, Dedge. Could you bargain these? Can. What do we want against trees? What's good against trees? Fire? This makes fire. Fire good against trees, right? Only torch? I don't know. Torch makes fire too. Wait, you're not supposed to put my secrets out there though, you know? I kind of want to cut this negate too. Bring in like these two and the angers. We'll try that. Yeah, torch is probably better than fiery impulse. I could buy that up. Sand seems fine. You love Sabaton. Ha, I got two Fables. You can't take them both, Cold Duster. I got two of them things. I know you want to take both, but you can't. Skillfully played around the discard spell by having two of these by opening hand. What a hell of a card this is. Can we have a conversation about this? Like, is Fable the Mirror Breaker the single best card printed since Throne of Eldraine? Like, obviously Oko better, but like, is there a card better printed? Is there a card printed that's better in a standard set in the last, you know, whatever, 4 or 5 years? I think Fable's better than EI. Luris is probably better, but Besage the same set too, yeah. Shieldred? I think Fable is better than Shieldred. Is that a hot take? Really, I think of the options there, I think Luris is the only close one. You could sell me on Luris, but everything else is like... I was thinking about casting Big Score, but now I might just want to go Impulse Fable. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Impulse Fable. You want Creativity? Well, I have the Big Score and the Tyrant in hand. I can just hardcast the Tyrant, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I knew that I couldn't cast the Creativity that turn, so I knew that I was locked into casting this. But maybe keeping the Creativity over this was good. And then I could just go Big Score, or I could have discarded the Tyrant, I guess. This could have been Creativity. But then if that was the case, what would my play be this turn? Let them have this and just go big score, discard impulse, keep creativity maybe? That could have been a little bit better. Yeah, that was maybe a little bit better. I don't mind this line. It's not the worst. What about Up the Beanstalk or Sunfall? They just don't hold a candle to Fable. They are very good, but they're just not quite the same. They're not in the same territory as Fable. Like, Fable broke standard for an entire year, like, until it was banned, you know? And they probably should have banned it earlier than they did. It just warped the entire format. And I mean, it kind of warped Pioneer too, you know? Yeah, that's a good point too. Beanstalk does scale with the format. Like, the thing about Fable the Mirrorbreaker is it's powerful enough individually where it doesn't really matter the surroundings. Like, it's going to be good regardless, but there are formats that you could put Beanstalk into that it just wouldn't even be that good in, you know? It's kind of weird. I guess I'm just going to pass and maybe big score discard Prismari Command. Is Fable stronger than Dark Ritual? No, but, you know, context. Like, I think that Dark Ritual is more broken, but that's also going back to like the scaling with certain formats. Like, if a format has more, what is that doing? If a format has like more things to be casting with ritual mana, then the ritual gets a lot better. Like, imagine Dark Ritual in Standard. You would just cast turn 2 Shieldred, you know what I mean? So I guess in most formats, there's probably going to be enough stuff. Is Fable stronger than Bower 9? No. This feels bad, but I think I need more stuff. Okay, never mind. I lied, it actually doesn't feel bad at all. Okay, so I think I'd do it for 2, and I target Treasure Reflection, then I can rip a land and have this one to copy one. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense to me. They couldn't have like a removal spell for this reflection though, right? Okay. Well, you know. Is this good? Jesus fucking Christ. What is going on here? So, Vaultborn Tyrant, or... So how about that Vaultborn Tyrant, huh? Alright, you can go. 39, by the way. This is why no Atraxa. Yeah, I get it now. Could still die. Well, the thing about the combo is, even if they tree combo me, they can't actually kill me this turn, right? Why wouldn't you make a token? So Vaultborn says, when Vaultborn Tyrant dies, if it's not a token. So when you make a copy of Vaultborn Tyrant, it is a token from the Fable, therefore you don't get the token when it dies. It's worded weirdly. Yeah. Wait, we're still gonna lose this game? Oh no. No, 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 no. 39 life? Who cares about that? 39 life, these nuts. Yeah, 239 coming in. Yeah, alright, Fable down. Now, to be fair, I think we're still fine. Because I can Otawara a blocker and Spite a blocker. So as long as we don't die, I don't think it matters. MTG Kaz, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Thank you for using that Prime. So I think we go to combat first, right? Yeah, that's a good point. We have removal for when they target. So yeah, let's go to combat first. I could, but I think I would rather just, like... Well, now they just die, right? We Otawara this. And I can't Volcanic Spite because if I Volcanic Spite, they can respond and then make it a 39 toughness. But this should still be enough, right? Unless they have, what, like, Go for the Throat, maybe? Okay. All right, game 3. And what did we say? Torch over Impulse. I think I like that call because exiling is super important against the Cauldrons. 3 steps ahead, too slow, especially on the draw. Stroke has no good targets. I'm a little bit sus about cutting 1 Tyrant, but I mean, everything else seems fine, so try it like this. No, I like the Angers a lot. They go really wide. I think Anger is my best sideboard card against them. Seems good. I mean, we need to find a way to make a token, but just like lands and spells against the Thoughtseize deck, you just have to keep hands like this. Yes, they are on the Tree of Perdition plus Soul Cauldron deck. See, I would love to build that deck in paper. Is Agatha's Soul Cauldron still $500? They're 30. That's still a lot. Basically 500. It's the same thing. No! I don't like that. I don't like it. I might save this to cycle. The Shark Typhoon is a good draw. I will say that. Tree shot up to? Oh, really? I guess it is a mythic, right? Price, Tree of Perdition. I want to see how much Tree is. Tree is 20? Jesus Christ. Alright, definitely going to do this. I'll just cycle the Triumph for 0. How about that? Let me go here. Your turn. Now we can Deuce. Now we can drop a Deuce on him. Did these decks play a Braid? Tree has been going up since Assassin's Creed. What made it go up in Assassin's Creed? Was there a specific card in that set? Behind. Would you ever consider waiting to Creativity for more than 1? They did play K-Command last game. Yeah, I think I'm just going to big score here, honestly. Let's just big score. I like that. Let's just big score. Yeah, I think you just wait here, because they did show us K-Command last game. Go big score, discard Triumph. Guys, I broke Duskmourn. What did you break it with? The deck is called Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a Pioneer deck list. Bro. Don't threaten me with a good time. 36 ley lines. 4 Viper, Duress Thoughtseize, Malakir Rebirth? Why are you playing Malakir Rebirth? And 36 ley lines. Literally Yu-Gi-Oh! You'll love to see it. I'm into it. I have a question though. What happens when you take a mulligan? Let me know what happens when you take a single mulligan. I would assume bad things happen, right? Get back to me later. Yeah, you get back to me on that. What even is a mulligan, you know? What even is a mulligan? All right, X equals 2. Just never mulligan. I mean, you could do that, I guess. What are the Pokemon mulligan rules? Wait, does Pokemon give you a free mulligan? They discarded Tree to their own Kolaghan's command? God, that's so 5-head. I can't even. Oof. Oh boy. We're getting treed. Well, I was gonna say I have a Torch the Tower, but I no longer have a Torch the Tower. Shit. Well, that's bad. This did not work out that well, did it? Alright, chat was telling me the Pokemon mulligan rules. If you don't have a Pokemon to start with, you draw a new 7, so you get a free mulligan. It's like the old school mulligan rule, right? where like if you revealed your hand but you didn't have lands, you could take a free mulligan. Is this your first time, kid? I'm sorry. And we drew the Prismari Command too. That's not good. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. Uno and Dose. It's probably not the right discard, but it's fine. I'm doing this. Wait for next turn. I mean, this just puts lethal in play, right, with them at 12. I think it's way better to do it now. Every time you mulligan, though, your opponent gets to draw an extra card. You mull till you have a basic Pokemon. Wait, okay, so you can keep mulliganing until you have a basic Pokemon, but every extra mulligan you take, your opponent draws a card? Is that what I'm being told? Is that how I understand it? That's not allowed? Okay, well, damn it. I'm just trying to deck them, man. I just want to deck my opponent. The draws are optional. Oh, so they don't have to draw. I see. Okay. I gotcha. Is Phoenix bad? I don't think Phoenix is good. I mean, it's my number one choice for sure. Also, what's up, Duncan? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but the reason nobody's talking about Phoenix is because it's boring. Like, nobody wants to talk about Phoenix. Everybody knows it's the best deck, but there's nothing to improve on, you know? Like, maybe there's one or two slots you could change that, like, give you a couple of percentage points in a few matchups, but it's just not that interesting, is the thing, you know? And that's fine. I'm not saying it has to be, but that's why people are not talking about it. What do you have to say about not listening to me not taking Puka? Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I drafted enough receivers that I should be okay for a couple weeks. It chose blue, and then they played an island. I don't know what to make of that. What does your mana base look like, Mr. Rabe? Are you playing more Spirebluffs? Yeah, pretty much, Goon. That's like exactly what's going on here. Yeah, Spirebluff is bad because having it be your fourth land is kind of awkward. Guess. This matchup is pretty abysmal, right? At least game one. She played the Fountainport there. That was bad. I thought about casting Creativity for a moment, but I'm just not going to do that. Get from you. I mean, if they just banned Treasure Cruise, everything would be fine. We wouldn't be having these conversations. And to be honest with you, they should have banned Treasure Cruise a year and a half ago. Like, this format should not have Treasure Cruise. And I'm honestly kind of astonished that they're keeping it around. That is a bold card to tap out for. Definitely not resolving, though. Absolutely not resolving. I mean, now we can resolve Creativity, which I am going to do. Red here. Guess I was not supposed to play my land first. Okay, kind of didn't matter. Notably, neither player has registered Treasure Cruise. That's just a terrible argument, you know? Like, yes, I understand that not every single deck in the format's going to have it, you know? When Oko was legal, not every deck in the format had Oko. Does it mean that you shouldn't ban Oko? Of course not, you know? This is not a good argument, you know? It's taken as an argument. But I mean, I've seen you defend Phoenix before, so it's hard for me to tell. I can't tell when you're trolling or not. Tell that to Oko Burn. I miss Oko Burn. I hope they're doing well. You want to live in a world where you either play Fable or Cruise? ¿Por qué no los dos? Why can somebody explain to me why people stopped playing the Drake's deck? The one that was just like Phoenix without the Phoenixes? Is there a reason that people stopped playing that? Because I feel like that deck might not be that bad. Make a treasure, I guess. Can we get a basic check? The answer is not that many, right? I got 2 left. Yeah, I guess you could just do like Phoenix game 1 and then board in the Drake's post board. What have I been liking it so far in my testing? I really like Rakdos. I would not be shocked if I ended up playing Rakdos. Like, if there's any deck that's going to get me off Phoenix, I think it might be Rakdos. Can we concede this game? Like, we're never beating this Teferi, right? It's just not going to happen. I'm off it. I'm going to save you the trouble. I'm off it. All right, so let's go Dispute, Hullbreaker, Disdainful Stroke. So what does this counter? Mana value 2 or less. So this fights over No More Lies. And is that it? Get Lost, I guess? It's not enough, right? I can't imagine that's enough. Just do this. Seems like a pretty clean sideboard plan. Cut bad cards, board in good cards, call it a day. Maybe I shouldn't board out all my Narset answers. Yeah, Volcanic Spite does go after Narset. This game does kind of concede the Narset. But, like, they're playing 80 cards. How likely is it they have Narset? Come on. You know? On 80 cards? Like, it's just not possible. 80 cards? Okay, I found the Narset answer. It's good. I'm going to slow roll the Fountainport a little bit. 2 in hand confirmed. Yeah, you know for a fact they do. Maybe they'll just, like, YOLO Narset again for some reason. They did just fucking YOLO it on turn 3 or turn 4 last game. Fine. Come on, you know you want to cast the Narset. I got nothing. Oh, you can't cast the Narset, I see. All right. See, if they could, they probably would have. Those are good. I like those. Are you discarding a counterspell here? I want to keep both lands for sure. Does the new Marvin artifact creature do anything in trees? So how does that work with Cauldron, right? Like if I have Marvin in play and I have some random creature that has a counter on it and a tree under my Cauldron, can I tap the Marvin? Like, does it have abilities of the creature from Cauldron? You think discard Creativity here? I guess I'm just not ever casting it, right? Yeah. Be like this then? Let's do that. I'll buy that. Yeah, how is it worded again? Let me read it. So it says, has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. And then the text on Agatha's Soul Cauldron says, creatures you control with counters on them have all activated abilities of... Yeah, so they do have the abilities, therefore Marvin would grant them, or Marvin would get their abilities, so... That's kind of interesting, right? No, the Duskmourn cycle is only the allied lands. I mean, this matchup postboard is just like do nothing until you find Hullbreaker and then they die, right? Can probably afford to do this. It's not even worth it, actually. I'll float mana, but I was thinking about making a token and holding up one counterspell. But that is worse if they have Narset plus their own counterspells, so I'm just going to do this. No, Marvin's a real card. Marvin is real. Marvin is real, I promise. Okay, your turn. Right, somebody said blue-red, though. Or at least the chatter was asking about the blue-red land. I didn't really care if they counter this. I might fight over it, but I might not. Sure. Ooh, okay. Well, now... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I don't have enough to go creativity with double counterspell backup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can go Tyrant with 3 mana up. Let's just chill. Let's wait a turn. No reason to do anything. Creativity for 1, and then just not fight over it. It's not the worst, right? Ooh, they missed a land drop. I like that. I do like that. All right, let's go here. Treasure. I've drawn the 3rd Vaultborn Tyrant. I repeat, I have drawn the 3rd Vaultborn Tyrant. Fuck this creativity. I'm just gonna keep waiting and doing nothing until I draw the horror. Like, once I draw a horror, they're just gonna die, right? And they're also discarding, so everything's fine. Can we start jamming? No, they're missing land drops. Why would I jam? There's just no reason to. All right, well, good thing I boarded in those Hullbreaker Horrors, huh? Can we jam now? Fine, we can jam now, okay? We'll jam now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will jam now. Fine. Also nice that they can't Doman's veto this. All right, go. Jammies, 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 jammies. Sure. I'll take it. Deal. I accept. Get Lost is not the best against Vaultborn Tyrant. Man, I didn't realize how often hardcasting this is just like insane, but it's so good. I'll do it again. Maybe I should attack first, but casting it pre-combat is maybe a little bit better against Emperor. Yeah, 4 mana. I could fight over this, but I also just don't really care. Do they keep any lockdowns in against creativity? Ooh, that's nice. I don't know if they do. They're probably keeping a couple, right? We have located the horror. The horror has been located. We'll go for that next turn. Untap. I only have 1 target left, right? I have exactly 1 Hullbreaker Horror left over. Wait, the horror's going to trigger Vaultborn Tyrant too? Let's go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What will I have done? I will choose to not pay. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'll pay. I think I'm good. Do you use creativity to get horror and then cast another horror? I guess I could creativity the Vaultborn Tyrant to get the second horror. You don't even need to, though. Like, you don't really ever need to expose the second horror. Because the first one's good enough, you know? I mean, it's not like you can really get punished, because even if they have something, you can just, like, bounce your own horror, so... Yeah, I guess I could also, like, creativity and map, maybe. Yeah, that's true. Have you ever had an opponent play proxies in a tourney? I've never played in tournaments where proxies are allowed. Like, I know that some legacy events let you do that, but I've never played in those tournaments. I do have a funny story though. I was playing FNM, I want to say like maybe 3 months ago, and this person had just like come back to the game after like a 2-year hiatus or whatever. And they were playing this like Angels deck, and I think they bought a lot of cards from like a precon or something. And we get to like, I think it was like turn 5 or turn 6, and I think I cast like I don't know, I was playing Boros or whatever, and my opponent cast Swords to Plowshares. I was like, that one, no, that one unfortunately is not legal. I let it play out from there, but I did tell him afterwards, like, you gotta take that one out. Imagine Swords to Plowshares in Standard though. That'd be something. It was Modern, to be fair. Yeah, Store Champ's casting Soul Ring. I only have one basic left. I mean, this is fine, I guess. It's pretty awkward that it's a basic mountain. The Boros MH3 MDFC land in his deck. Not the most broken choice, but yeah. I mean, that one's like, you know, still reasonable, especially in the deck that has Slickshot show off, right? A week or two before the pandemic, they cast Goblin Welder in Standard. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, man. Now I'm sad. All right. Goal. That is really unfortunate. Surely you didn't draw a third Field of Ruin, right? You didn't draw a third Field of Ruin. Well, yeah, this is before it even had the special guest. But I could see people getting confused like that. That is another thing too. Like a lot of the special guest promos, people who are newer to the game just kind of open up their promos and they're like, oh, you know, a piece of candy kind of thing, and they just, you know, like they open up a Reanimate or something, and they're like, oh, you know, I don't know. Yeah, but they're playing 80 cards, so I guess we fight over this. It's pretty bad if they untap and play Teferi, but I really just don't want them to have an Emperor. I don't know. Maybe I should just let this go. Maybe they'll play around Second Dispute. He did not play around Second Dispute. Well, we have died. We have died. Sure, I think if there was a way that I could have played this game differently. I mean, I could have not fought over the Emperor, I guess. And then they just, if I don't fight over the Emperor, they don't play the Teferi that turn. Maybe. And I guess it's more likely I can beat an Emperor than a Teferi. Tutor and Imp Seal feel more appropriate cards for Legacy compared to Bowmaster and Tamiyo. Oh yeah, yeah. That is a good point. Bowmaster is a hell of a card in Legacy. What am I even supposed to do here? Dispute Deduce. Would you have done that? Like on turn 2? Alright, I'm off it. I'm off it, alright? I'm off it. I've had enough. Sand's not bad. Just please spare me no more blue-white control. I can't handle it. Please, no more blue-white. Anything but blue-white, please. Don't you dare play a Restless Anchorage. Not allowed. Thank you. Thank God. I have nightmares about Restless Anchorage. Papaya. Oh shit, I forgot to message Kebby. I'm sorry, hold on. Kebby, I'm sorry, I didn't forget about you. You're probably not even here anymore. I told you I was going to message you, and then I just didn't do it. Are you still here, Kebby? Papaya. Alright, I just messaged you. Here we go. Tap land, go. Papaya. A little papaya. I have no idea, Outerhouse. You're asking the same question that I've been asking for the past 10 years. I just don't I don't have an answer for you. I could not tell you. It's not my cup of tea, you know. It is some people's cup of tea. It's just like there's just something about it that I can't. Maybe I just don't have the attention span for it. I don't know. I can't do it. Bone Crusher. That was a pretty good draw. Although not as good if they just kill the Fable token. Shaheen always used to say the only thing better than winning was winning for a long time. See, the thing is, like, if you play a 50-minute match and you only play one game, you're actually doing less winning than somebody who's playing a 20-minute match and they're playing 3 games, right? So you're actually doing less winning, even though you're winning for a longer period of time. Like overall, you're actually doing less physical winning. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? I've seen some people play Lotus Field recently. I mean, it also makes sense for more people to play Lotus Field now because of how prevalent Phoenix is. That's why I always lose super quickly. Right, yeah, you just play the aggro decks, you know? I guess discarding second creativity was kind of loose if they have a discard spell. They have a Shelly. I have a response. Negate. I mean, I guess Shelly is kind of good against Vaultborn Tyrant, huh? Alright, so if I creativity for 2, how much life total will I be at? So this says, whenever it or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, you gain 3 and draw a card. So I'm +1 life for each trigger, right? So I'm going to be +4 life. So I'll be at 14. Do it for 3 and hit their Shield Red. I guess that's probably just better, right? 1 or 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably a lot better, right? That's way better. Imagine they hit a second Shieldred. They hit a Bone Crusher Giant. Not quite a second Shieldred. Not exactly. Wait, this cover is sick. She crushing my bone till I'm a giant? Nah, I don't like that. We'll work on it. We'll work on that one. Oh, we found a blue-white copy pasta. Let's go. All right, I will go here. Because I could just let them block first, right? Because my things have trample. Classic copy pasta. I love blue-eye control because it feels like my decisions matter. It feels as close to a toolbox deck as I can find in Pio Standard. If I play a mid-range deck, it feels like all my decisions are pretty obvious. Cast a Thoughtseize, play the Fable, play the Shelly. I'm not saying one deck is brain dead or smarter or anything. I'm just saying I have that feeling when I play the different deck. I guess different tastes. I mean, you're not wrong. It is different tastes, right? It's so true. Alright, Doomlink wins. Blue, red, creativity. Against Rakdos mid. What do you want against Rak mid? Probably Angers. Torch my ass. How many counter spells do you want against them? Probably not a lot, right? Counter spells less good against them because they have a million discard spells. I guess the question is, what don't we want against them? Removal good. Negate's probably bad. We can trim the negate. And then maybe the 3 steps ahead for like, I don't know, 2 of these, 1 of these. Let's try that. It's worry never change. Stand the same. All right, what do we have here? Deduce, Fable. Good hand. It's going to be a keep for me. Can't change the sauce. I went to a pizza place the other day. They had this really, really good chicken bacon ranch pizza. You know, I got to tell you, white sauce on pizza, kind of underrated. I feel like people do not appreciate white sauce on pizza enough. Groxa. Chat, what is your opinion on white sauce on pizza? Yeah, like just extra garlic too. Is white sauce just mayo? No, it's like bechamel. It's a cream sauce. It's basically just like flat, like a roux with milk or cream. Do you know what a roux is? Yeah, like I said, like specifically the chicken bacon ranch with the white sauce. A little bit of garlic, a little bit of Parmesan on top. Nothing beats that. Square cut Hawaiian pizza dipped into ranch. You are an insane person. There's so many things that is wrong about that statement. That's a lot to unpack. Americans and their weird food combos. How is it weird? Chicken, bacon, and ranch? How is that weird? That's like pretty common. You make a Sugon sauce for the pizza with chicken and bacon. What's Sugon? I've never heard of Sugon. Tell me more. Sugon Steve Jobs. Sugon Prime Sub. How about that? Speaking of Prime, has anybody ever had the fucking Logan Paul Prime energy drink? That stuff is rancid. Hashtag definitely not sponsored by whatever the fuck that is. I tried it one day and I was like, I I cannot drink this shit. It was so bad. I mean, there are some energy drinks that are good, but definitely not that one. All right, what am I cooking here? What are we cooking up? I don't know. I guess attack? It's my energy drink of choice. A Monster for sure. Well, no, I guess I drink more Red Bull than Monster. I haven't had energy drinks in a while though. I don't usually drink them that much. But if I need one, definitely a Red Bull. Yeah, the Croaks is probably going to cook us, especially with them having a second Fable. What sponsorship? Yeah, Monster's not bad. You know what I really like about Red Bull is the flavored Red Bulls. Like they have there was like the orange one, which I think was some kind of mango, and it was pretty good. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Wait, I know what time it is. Wait, chat, I know what time it is. Does anybody know what time it is? Does anybody in the stream have any idea what time it is? You know where I'm going with this? I mean, I'm just going to cast it. Like, you figure it out. Don't stop me now. Sharks. It's going to be pretty hard for them to beat it, right? Yeah, duress me. I know. I'm going to draw a spell. Don't you worry. I'm going to draw a spell. See if I care. Give me a spell. Spell me. It's a spell. I guess it doesn't matter which one I target, right? Well, see, in this specific spot, it doesn't matter because if they make a copy in response, their copy just dies EOT. If they had one more mana up, then I'm supposed to wait, but here it doesn't matter. Can Fountainport the 1/1? Yeah, I could. I mean, this Croxa is gonna cook me, right? We don't have a good answer for it. So we kind of just have to hope they just never find a land. As soon as they find a land, we're so dead. Can find a Blackleaf Cliffs, I guess. Yeah, how are we beating this Croxa? We're just not. We have one Otawara that we can find. Top that creativity. Creativity would be good, right? Have I seen one yet? No, we have not seen a single creativity yet. Which means I should make a token with Fountainport here, I think. Right? If they attack, I might double block. Yeah, I guess if my only out is creativity, I shouldn't double block. So let's not do that. All right, make a Juan. Nope, not that. Definitely not that. All right, give me a creativity, please. Creativity me. It's kind of the same thing. I think I have one more turn. Maybe have one more turn. Could just Fountainport Chump every turn. Yeah, but every turn I'm doing that, I'm still taking 3 from the Croxa. If they have Shelly, they should play it pre-combat, so then I can't, like, it's hard, it's worse for me to go block and then sack. They might have Hostile Investigator. Is that what this is? I mean, I still have to do this, right? You do it this way. Draw. Not great. Not ideal. Oh, sure. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, all right. Next game, don't hardcast the Shark Typhoon. As a matter of fact, I should not hardcast the Shark Typhoon. I'm thinking, might not be a good idea. Note to self. Well, we can write that one down for next game. Speaking of which, chat, I'm going to need you to write that down for me. Noted. Do not cast the Shark Typhoon, Mr. Streamer. Noted. Don't cast it. Write it down for me. I don't see a lot of noteds going on. Is anybody writing that down? Nobody? You gotta remember that for game 3. I do love looking at Fletcher's Johnson. Mr. Snack Bar. Thank you very much for the 15-month resub. Welcome back, Snack Bar. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today. You don't have paper? I got some paper for you. I did buy I bought a giant fucking box from BCW to help organize my cards. And I thought it was going to be a lot smaller than it was, but it turns out it's like twice the size that I thought it was going to be. And I got a lot of space, which means that I have a lot more opportunities to buy more cards, which is nice, Any thoughts on brewing an Archfiend Metamorphic combo with the new Duskmourn tutor? I guess it is kind of cool that Archfiend's a demon, so you can just search for it even if you don't have Delirium. It's interesting. And then if you do get Delirium, you can find the other half of the combo. It's also an enchantment for Delirium. Might not be that bad. But, the thing is, you could already kind of play tutors in that deck. We tried a version at one point that had Supplier plus, or maybe it wasn't Supplier, but we did have Diabolic Intent in the deck at one point, where I don't know if the deck is necessarily missing tutors, but it could be something worth exploring. I don't even think, well, I guess Cryptic Command would be good in Pioneer. In the blue-white control decks. Jesus Christ. Why couldn't it be Fable? Oh my god. I don't like to see that. Just want to give him one of these. Alright, I guess we're discarding the Tyrant. The Tyrantosaur. Liliana's going to be really hard to beat. Unless we draw exactly Creativity right now. We don't have time to mess around, though. We have to go for it now. All right, step 1. Step 1. Achieved. And there's no chance I'm waiting, right? Yeah, there's no chance I'm waiting. It's honestly not that good because they can just Edict. They could have Edict plus removal spell. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but they can easily beat this. Ebola, mono black discard? No, they're playing Rakdos mid. Funny thing about this, though, is when it comes back, it's an artifact, so they now can't go for the Throat It, which is good. Okay. Not great. Not great. I do have a Triome, though. Combo. This is the real Splinter Twin. Green source plus green card. Comes. Alright. So, Liliana down. 07 Liliana. Let's go here. Get Liliana out of here. Could start making fish. Yeah, and then Fountainport can make a treasure next turn. I could have played Island this turn to make a treasure now, but I don't have any untapped green sources in my deck, so there's not a single land that I can draw that lets me hardcast it. Yeah. So there's like kind of no difference which order I play these in, because I don't have untapped green. I guess maybe it's slightly better to make treasure, then go tap land second treasure. Like, I think I'd rather have 2 treasures than 1 treasure and a fish, is what I'm saying. Maybe. The fish. Yeah, that's a good point. If they have second Liliana, this is better. That's a good point, Mason. That's something. Do I even want to attack? Probably not, right? I mean, is there any reason to bounce their shield trade? No, that's bad. I'm just gonna pass, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just pass. And I think the plan is just hardcast Vaultborn Tyrant and just take a couple of damage from the shield red. What's up, Rosie? Welcome to the stream. If you knew your opponent has 4 lane line, would you board out some number of cruises? I would board out 1 cruise. And I frequently do sideboard out 1 treasure cruise against decks that have a lot of graveyard hate. Even if it's just a couple of hearses, I almost always board out 1 cruise. Well, I'm thinking about Fountainport sack the... No, that's bad. I was going to say Fountainport sack this, but that's just bad. Trying to think if it's worth chump blocking this turn. It's worse if I draw Creativity. I'm going to take the hit just in case we draw Creativity. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because I only have 1 Tyrant left anyways. Yeah, so I can't Creativity for 2. Or, I guess I could Creativity for 2 and target Shieldred plus Fish token. And then keep the treasure that way. Maybe that's more relevant. Not great to get into a Shieldred. Alright, let's just cast this. I could play the Otawara first, but I want to see if I draw a land off this to maybe keep the Otawara in hand. Because I don't particularly want to play the Otawara here, I think. We're, like, kind of not in the best spot. Because they just don't attack with the Shieldred. We eventually have to answer it. But it's not clear that we can. It is a Joel token, yes. They should probably take the anger here, honestly. One of my better outs is like just drawing an impulse or a torch, and then I could just go torch plus anger to clean up the Shieldred. The Shelly is kind of a big pain in my ass, though. Shelly confirmed. Good card. Very good card. I'm kind of surprised they took big score. I wasn't going to cast it. Or at least I wasn't thinking about casting it. Oh. The thing that I said would happen happened. Okay, so 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I play the Otawara, I can also draw a card off the Fountainport. Is that worth it? It's probably not worth it, right? Can draw with Deduce. Yeah, I guess we have 6 mana if we hold the Otawara. It's probably better. So let's just go here. And then here. And hold up the Deduce. Now, they do have the Hive at the Eye Tyrant, but we can easily race that with the Tyrant. Tyrant race Tyrant. Oh, they just passed? Okay, that's good. If they kill the Tyrant, exiles it. They have no cards in hand. That's why, like, I know that if they had a removal spell, the turn that I cast the Anger would exile it, but they had specifically had no cards in hand that turn, so there's nothing to worry about there. Yeah, our attacker is a little bit better than theirs. I mean, the race is, like, sort of close. It's not really that close. They could chump with the Hive, but I'm also kind of fine with that if they do. I should pop the Clue main Viz for what it's worth, in case I draw Fable. Oh, after Anger? Didn't they not have enough mana to animate the Hive that turn? Or did they? I don't remember. Did they? I don't remember if they had enough mana. If they did, then maybe I made a bad play. I thought they couldn't animate it that turn, though. Oh, the treasures. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I guess I messed that up then. So basically, I think my play was good. I just shouldn't have attacked. Because I do have to clear the Shieldred, right? No matter what. Like, I can't take any game actions that don't involve killing the Shieldred. But I shouldn't have attacked for sure. This hand is pretty good. I like this. I like this hand. Razor Verge Thicket. Angels, maybe? Perhaps an Angels Gamer. Angels Gamer spotted. I wonder how good or bad this matchup is. Okay, now that I've drawn that, I don't mind just doing this. And I probably just end up discarding Triumph to the Fable. Shambling Attendance. What about... Aren't there other 8-mana Delve cards? Righteous Valkyrie. Trying to think if there were other 8-mana Delve cards. I can't remember. I think there were. 3 damage, huh? I don't know about all that. 3 damage. I can imagine many board states where Vaultborn Tyrants don't do anything in this matchup. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm worried about. I would feel much better if we were playing Atraxa, but specifically Vaultborn Tyrant, like they can kind of just both outsize and race it pretty easily. What is another round? I don't think I'm familiar with that card. Yeah, now we're just yeah, like see here. Like my one Vaultborn Tyrant just doesn't even matter against their board. Just doesn't even do anything. XX 2 and a white. Exile creatures you control. No, it's way too expensive. It's just worse than playing either it's worse than playing the white Cocoa. Forget the name of that card, but it's definitely worse than that card. It just doesn't even matter, right? I can't creativity for 2. Maybe they don't block, I guess. That's my out. Let's just hope they don't block. I don't see any other way out of this. Big one in a turn or 2. We don't have that much time, though. Like, how can I survive, right? I mean, I guess we can do X equals 1, targeting the clue token, and then the second one, we can target the first tyrant and the treasure, maybe? Okay, I guess that's what we have to do, right? So we just keep the treasure around for now. We also might just be dead this turn. If they have another Valkyrie, it's what, 12? Oh, Bedlam Reveler? I think that maybe that was the one that I was thinking of. That's an all-timer, Bedlam Reveler. I missed that card. Let's go back to when that card was playable in Pioneer. I missed that one. Okay. So never. No, it was playable. Come on, it was playable in Pioneer at one point. I mean, define playable, right? Said Necro? No, I said Bedlam Reveler, not Necro. Would you ever kill the Valkyrie, maybe? What if I do X equals 2? I don't know. Dino and the Treasure? I feel like I maybe have to kill the Valkyrie, though. What if I target Treasure Valkyrie? Is that good? That doesn't sound that bad, right? Copy our token next turn. Well, we can just 3 steps ahead the non-token one, right? Like, we don't have to kill the Vaultborn Tyrant to make a copy of it. I think it's just do it for 2. Target Treasure and Righteous Valk. I think that's my plan. I think that's where I'm at. Well, we have to kill this Valk. 100%. Timeless qualifier this weekend? Yeah, but you actually have to qualify for it, right? I didn't qualify for it. They hit a Llanowar Elf. Okay. I can beat that. We go to 11. Halt. Wait, so you're saying there is a chance? They only have 1 card. Surely their last card is not Collected Company, right? Surely that's not the case. Look, their life total, we'll get to that eventually. That's a problem for future Doomwake. We'll get to that later. Is it Kayla's? 3, 4. Their last card was Kayla's. Well, that's bad. That is not good. Not good. We are very dead. I mean, I guess they could whiff. It's not very likely, but they could. Well, they didn't hit Righteous Valkyrie, so it's kind of a whiff, right? They hit Bishop, Giada, Elf. We can actually maybe beat that. They have no cards. We can maybe beat this. How does Phoenix beat Angels? You just kill their stuff. Everybody keeps saying, like, I've heard so many things in chat about how everybody thinks that Angels beats Phoenix. I mean, when I've played the matchup, I just kill their stuff. Like, it doesn't seem that difficult to me. And I don't think I'm doing anything different, you know, I'm just killing their creatures as they play them. Okay, so let's start here. Just make a copy and see what we find from there. Okay, draw 3. Draw 3, gain 9. That is something. Because I want to hold up Negate in case they draw second Coco. I guess we just don't attack here, right? Yeah, we definitely don't attack. Discard this. Although I guess we die if they draw another Righteous Valk, right? For... I guess we don't even necessarily die if they draw Valk, right? Fuck me. Damn it. You had to say it. I know. It was the 8th card down. I mean, to be fair, we would have died last turn if they hit it. Can I survive if I kill their biggest flyer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers, 6 get through. I don't think we can survive. Kill Giada. I don't think Giada matters. Well, I guess if I'm gonna kill, I guess I'm gonna kill a flyer. I should have killed the Giada instead of the Overseer. It's like the same power this turn, but Giada's a better card. Are we dead? Ah, man, if we could just fade the Righteous Valk for one more turn, we would have been fine. All right, good beats, good beats, good beats. So, sweepers, removal spells in. What is out? Counter spells out, I think. Interference, negate. I know they counter the Cocos, but could trim one of these maybe. I still have to cut 2 more cards. Did we just not play any counter spells? Just feels like we're so weak to Coco at that point, though. Yeah, maybe Anger is bad specifically. And then you keep in the counter spells that counter the Cocos and that shit. Yeah, I could buy that. Maybe one more Prismari Command. Or maybe this is too much, like, cheap removal that doesn't kill that much. Could go down in 1 impulse, maybe. Cut the Typhoons. I feel like Typhoon is one of my only good things that block, though. Like, we can do big Typhoon block in combat or something. I like the 2-mana counter spells more than I like 3 steps. Because the only card that we care about that we really have to counter is either Coco or Kayla's, and I think Stroke and Negate do a better job at countering them than 3 steps. I guess 3 steps is a little more versatile, because like the copy maybe matters sometimes, but this hand's good. Keep this. Yeah. They want some shrimps. I guess shrimp is good because you can bounce their... Yeah, can like start bouncing their angels maybe. But... I was going to say, maybe on the play, the Vaultborn Tyrants can just kill them quicker. It's close. I said, yep. Excellent draw step. It's a good thing I kept in 4 of those. Streamer, don't put the cards in your deck if you don't want to draw them. Noted.
Well, fail out.
Oh. Oh, hello there. Hello there. Le Fable. We can do 2 next turn. Okay, I can beat a Righteous Valk this game. That might be a little more difficult to beat. Okay, maybe less so now. Not an angel, it's not allowed. You're only supposed to play angels in your angel deck. Hello? Alright, I'm gonna go to combat. I would assume they are going to... Maybe they're not going to block. Okay. So how much does this thing cost? If I do it for x equals 1, it costs 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which I guess we'll have 6 next turn, so just do this. Like, we can maybe just play through the Redain. Because we're going to generate a ton of mana off these. Yeah, that one's okay. That one is okay by me.
Sorry you knock me down.
No blocks. No blocks. I probably don't need 2 creativities. And I want to find a 1-mana removal spell. God, that's so perfect. Okay, so now we go here. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking with... Oh, they want to play anymore. Okay. Well, in that case, they didn't know that I had creativity, but maybe they assumed I did because I discarded one. I do listen to Thursday. Thursday's great. I listen to Thursday on Tuesdays. I mean, you got to keep this hand, right? You have to keep this hand, I think. Obviously need to find lands, but this hand's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential. This whole album is goated. One of my favorite albums. Elf. Elf, elf, elf. Did not want to draw that one. Streamer, why are you putting cards in your deck that you don't want to draw? Streamer. How good do you think the new 2-mana red redirect will be in Pioneer? There's a new 2-mana red redirect? I don't even think I saw that one. That thing is dead. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. I think I just do this. Come on, give me a land, please. Can I please have a land next turn? Land would be so good here. Land me, dealer. It's a modal shatter redirect. How much mana does it cost? I'm assuming red. Come on, man. Come on, man. God. 1R. It's probably a good sideboard card then, right? Seems like an okay sideboard card. We are in the red zone with the elf. Oh, it's the old sub song. I kind of miss the old sub song. Resplendent Angel. I have 1 card in hand. Kind of want to just do this now to use my mana. Land me. Okay, there we go. Land acquired. They have 1 card in hand. So basically, I can either kill the elf and make a treasure, or I can draw 2 and make a treasure. Yeah. I think it's more important to draw 2 anyways, because we need the treasure and land 4. So it might just be better to let them keep the elf. And then if they have Kalos, we have Negate. I'll take 1. 1 is okay by me. Alright, draw 2, make a treasure. One, 2, I think. We go untap Otawara Pass. No, play this on blue. And then I think what we can do is we can set up big score holding up Negate. I think. Any sense of which deck you like best so far? I mean, besides Phoenix, I think that of the decks we've played so far between today and yesterday, I kind of like Rakdos midrange. And if more people are see, here's the weird part about this RC for me is I don't really know. I don't know if people are going to like, I don't know if the Magic Online metagame is going to translate to the RC metagame. Insofar as like there's so much of that Rakdos Prowess deck, and I'm very curious to see what the metagame share of Rakdos Prowess will be at the RC. Because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm not sold on that deck. I think it has some flaws. But I don't know. It's very, very curious to see how many people bring that deck to the RC. But that being said, if people do show up with the Rakdos Prowess deck, I think Rakdos Mid farms that deck, so that is part of the reason why I like Rakdos Mid so much. 10%, you'd guess? Yeah. And, like, the mid deck, like, absolutely farms that deck. It's not even close. Like, you just play Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, plus random cards, you know? I think I just discard Steam Vents. This might have been a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it for 2. Okay, drawing a land is nice. So now we can go attack with Shaman Token. If they block with Valk, we can Torch plus hold up Counterspell. This game feels pretty over, right? Go here, then Counterspell. Rakdos Mid was pretty nice before Soaring Ripper was a thing. Yeah, for sure. Right. I agree with that. And it just feels like people are going back to the way they were building it before. And, like, it was a good deck before Soaring and Bane Ripper. It was one of the best decks in the format, you know? I think I might play the Boros Pia deck now that it's legal to play rogue decks in Pioneer again. I do like Pia a lot. We spent a lot of time working on Pia decks. I'm not quite sure how I would build it now. I would imagine not, like, super different than the last versions we played before. And I did kind of always like Pia against Rakdos, because you have so much card advantage between the Ren's Resolves, the Reckless Impulses, Showdown of the Scalds is phenomenal against them, and you have clean removal for Shieldred in the form of Chain of the Rocks. So, like, I don't think that if Rakdos Midrange is popular, then I don't mind the Pia decks. The issue with Pia, and, like, I think it's close against Phoenix. The issue with Pia was the combo decks. Like, you just could never beat Lotus Field. Has the Creativity pairing with Sacrifice. That is a matchup I have not played yet from either side. I would have to assume that Creativity is probably favored, but maybe the Ygritte combo changes the math on that. Like, if they can just turbo mill and try to find the Ygritte combo, you don't have a ton of recourse against that. So that could make it more difficult. Do I want to cast a spell? Let's just style on him a little bit. There's absolutely no reason to do this, but it's fun, so that's the reason. All right, drew an untapped land. I was like, if I don't draw an untapped land, then it's kind of bad, but talent's hard to beat. Yeah, I could buy that. I don't think I want to let that resolve. I'd prefer that it didn't. I wonder if Force Stone Brain plus Pray for Lotus Field is in the sideboard plan. When I was playing the Pia deck, I had a lot of, like, creature permanents. I think I had Deafening Silence, Redain, like some mix of that. The issue is you can't really afford to play... You can't play Damping Sphere, because Damping Sphere makes your showdown turns a lot worse, so you can't really afford to do that. But, I mean, yeah, you could play a bunch of permanent-based hate, like the Deafening Silences, Redain, stuff like that. But you'd have to play a lot of that in order for me to, like, think that you have a reasonable Lotus Field matchup. Oh, they pieced out right as I was about to start words. Look, I can barely play the game of Magic the Gathering. You can't expect me to be funny as well, you know? That's just not in my wheelhouse. That's what chat is for. Yeah, see, I'm funny when I can make fun of chat, you know? When there's things for me to, there's very obvious things that I can see and, be like, haha, You guys make it easy sometimes. How is this matchup? I would imagine not great. But if they have maybe a slower start involving Warden, maybe Spite's good enough here. That's what I was hoping them to not cast. That is really bad. They did have a slower start, but a slower start involving a card that I have a very hard time beating. Want me to say obscure lines that make no sense in the context of the game, like in Spike's chat? Yeah, sure, if you want to do that. I don't know how, I don't know what I would say in response to that, but you could try. Revealed 2 Epicures. What's my way out of this? It just has to be kill Thalia, right? Why not cause Volk on Thalia last turn? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's good. That does make me laugh at least. Kill Thalia, double Deduce, then Creativity for 2. You think we're getting a 5th turn? That's ambitious. I highly doubt we're getting a 5th turn. I'd be willing to wager that we are not going to see a turn 5. That's a lot to ask. All right, can confirm not seeing a 5th turn. Can 100% confirm that. You sure about that, Miguel? You sure about that? I don't have time for that, Fable. 9, 11, 14. Yeah, there's no chance of getting a 5th turn. All right, Midge. It's so funny because if this was any other card, I think we had a chance this game. But because it was specifically Thalia and we were on the draw, we just had no shot. All right, counter spells are unplayable against them. And I guess we can trim one big score. Let's try that. I just think that my time is better spent doing non-Phoenix things. Yeah, the Rakdos deck did feel pretty good when I played it. Big fan of Junsack. I do like the Junsack deck too. I'm just a little bit worried that people are going to show up with combo decks, and I'm not really into playing Sack into a Mono Green Devotion or Lotus Field metagame. Like that, I'm not that interested in. It's unlikely I use the Otawara, so maybe I just play that instead. Yeah, this is the punishment for casting the Impulse, but okay, not that bad. Because now we can just spite this and still find Creativity next turn. Probably gonna put back the Command. Or they just give me a good Anger turn. Okay. They can't Gleeful because they have Thalia in play. That doesn't matter. All right, Code Empire has a song request. Looks like we have a Beat It cover. Yeah, I'm just not going to cast anything here. I'm just going to untap and slam the Anger. And we can save the removal spell for their next threat. Opinions on main deck Anger at the guys at the moment. In which deck in particular, Vexing Devils? Because a lot of the red decks that play Anger, they don't necessarily want to main deck it. Do they play a Braid on the board? I mean, it's probably just better to wait till next turn to do it for 2 anyways, right? And it plays around a Braid, just in case. Suggested in this deck. It could be reasonable in this deck, yeah. And you have plenty of ways to get rid of it if you don't want it. You have Prismari Command and Fable. So in the event that it's bad, you have plenty of ways to still utilize it, so I could buy that. I mean, Convoke is back now, but it's not going to be back once we get Power Clause, and that's kind of like what we've been talking about. As good as it feels right now, it's not going to feel good in a couple weeks. The exile matters. I could just do it for 3, right? 1, 2... Oh, wait. They could have Containment Priest. They do play that card, right? It's a good thing I realized that. So the play around Containment Priest is just do it for 1 and hold up 2 mana. But that's worse against... Yeah. It's worse against the Braid. I feel like it's more likely... I think it's more likely they have Containment Priest than a Braid. Target Clue and Shaman. Oh, right. Yeah. And we have the treasure up. That's a good call. Okay. Yeah, that's a good call. So this way, if they have Containment Priest, we still have 2 mana up. We can wait. We just don't need to, you know? Like, we have them covered with the removal spell on Containment Priest. I guess they could have 2 Containment Priest, but... See, it's weird. You might think that, like, I don't know, Anger of the Gods seems like it would be good against Phoenix, but there's also a lot of times where you cast Anger of the Gods where they have a mana up and they can just kill their own Phoenix in response. So I feel like it's maybe not as good as it should be. Like, there's definitely spots where it's good, but it's not always good. But it is good against the Junsack deck because they want cards in their graveyard. You could maybe get a Cauldron Familiar if they don't have a Witches of it untapped. Ew. That's sketch. So I should kill the Inspector in response. So they can't Convoke me. Okay. Hopefully we can find an Anger. I would assume they're probably just going to cast a Convoke creature this turn. Would be the guess. Well, so now we can go Volley plus Deduce. Could even go Volley plus Fiery Impulse. Either way, I'm passing. Maybe Volley main phase is good, so they can't use this to Convoke. All right, we are going to combat. Get this elephant out of my face. I think I'm going to take 6. Although, what happens if they hold up mana? Do I maybe not go for it into Containment Priest? It's a little sketch, right? Oh, okay. Well, that's good for me. Now we don't even have to care. Okay, that's fine. Now we just go here. Tap. Here. X equals 1. And then if we can find a land next turn, I guess, no, we don't need a land, right? Well, we could maybe do it for 1 again and just target our own Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh, I love Currents. I like that band a lot. They came out with an album somewhat recently. Or, I don't know when their last album was, but I do like that band a lot. They were touring recently. But I did not have the opportunity to go see them. I wanted to. Okay. 3, 6, 9. Do we go to 1? I think we go to 1, right? Yeah, we go to 1. Jesus. Okay. Well, I mean, creativity does save us, right? Yeah, so we go attack, then creativity. It saves us unless they draw another recruiter. So let's go here. I'm at 10. Actually, we might even survive a recruiter here, right? So they go recruiter, pump everything, 2 blockers. No, we take exactly 10 if they have recruiter. Yeah, so we die if they have recruiter. We die exactly. That band is really good live. I need to go to more shows. Okay, thank God. It's like, please don't cast recruiter, please. Okay. Okay, dodged. Ooh, boy. We have successfully dodged. All right, 4-1. I don't remember what we lost to, but creativity's good. Vaultborn Tyrant, fantastic. What I also like about the Vaultborn version is like your second creativities are actually still really good because as you saw in a lot of those games, creativity targeting Vaultborn Tyrant is fantastic. The counter spells, I could maybe take or leave some of these main deck counter spells. I know you need to play some of them, but like 3 steps ahead specifically, I don't know if I want to play 3-mana counter spells in this deck. I like Phantom Interference because it also makes a token. I would consider maybe cutting the 3 steps ahead for like a 3rd Shark Typhoon and maybe a 3rd Torch the Tower. You could sell me on that, and then maybe you sideboard more counter spells that way. But all in all, deck was great. Pretty good choice if you were thinking about it for the RC. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, YouTube! I'm being told I lost a blue-white control. That tracks.